Hello YouTube, this is Itachi13, aka 13 Dragonblade, coming at you with my improved Ninja deck profile again. I'm having an update for January 1, so this is going to be my new deck testing for this particular format. Going to be making a lot of changes to it, and hopefully this year I'll be able to get myself a pair of Safe Zones to finally test out the deck to see how good Safe Zone is. So we're going to go right into the deck profile. We have two of this really fine bitch right here, White Dragon Ninja, because White Dragon Ninja is really good. It just basically says, oh, you're heavy storming me. Well, I'm going to sit there and laugh at you because I'm a 27 beta that protects the back row. You use her with Super Transformation. She's really good, and she just help you sets up your combos immediately. That's what she's good for. Just like him. 1, 2, 3. Have to have 3 Ninja Grandmaster Hanzos because Hanzo's good. When you normal summon him, he gets you an Ninjutsu trap card. When you special him or flip summon him, he gets you a ninja card. So basically, considering I'm running a full-fledged ninja deck, I can use his ability to full potential. And of course, he's good rank 4 material. You can use him for making Blade Armor Ninja, which is actually one of the better exceeds in this deck. Then we have the Summoner Monk of the Ninjas. We have 2 Upstart Golden Ninjas. You pitch a trap from your hand, and you special a ninja monster, i.e. Hanzo here. And Hanzo gets you into Flame Armor Ninja and Earth Armor Ninja, which we'll be discussing later, or even another Upstart if you want to continue making those rank 4s. This is why I run these 2. I run Flame Armor Ninja, and I run Earth Armor Ninja, because this helps you make your rank 5s. You have this one who basically specials himself, and you have her, which bumps herself up a level when she's normal summoned. So there's technically 2 female ninjas, of what I know of. And that goes basically the entire ninja variant. Now we come to the tech cards. Yes, I still run Spirit Reaper. Get freaking over it. This card actually helps me a lot in this deck. Helps me block, helps me attack, and I've always used it aggressively and defensively. It's a great card. If you don't like it, you should try running it to see how good it is. I still have the Summoner Monk to help boost that Shockmaster power, so that way I can use Summoner Monk, pitch a spell, grab Upstart, pitch Trap, special the Hanzo, nab me a plus, and just make Shockmaster, because that's what I can do, and I'm going to abuse it. And then something that found itself into this deck. I don't have BLS yet, but when I do, I plan to put the Chaos Sorcerer out and put the BLS in, because Chaos Sorcerer is good. It is such a dick when it comes out, because it's like, oh, I'm here and I'm going to start removing your stuff, and if worse comes to worse and I need to get rid of something, he's my out to that particular monster. So I've added some banishing into the picture now, because I cannot stand just destroying monsters. And then we have the double Max C, still here because Max C is never coming out. Gives me the draw power I need. Great card. Don't really need to explain it more than I should. And then 2 Valor, because Valor is good. He's good at 3, he's good at 2. I ran it at 3 for a while in this deck. The only problem is that sometimes I notice that I would have to set my Valors, and I don't like doing that unless worst comes to worst. And then finally, what also made its way into this deck, 2 Thunder Kings, because Thunder King is a cop block, and you need to have some sort of way of stopping your opponent besides the spells and traps, of course. You have Ninjutsu Arts, and you have this guy, and you have Valor, and you have Max C. That should be enough to piss off your opponent, if not the Bottomlesses and the Compulses, which I will get to later. Now we're going to go into the spell cards. Still the basic lineup. Didn't really change. Dark Hole, Sexy Ass Reborn, Pot of Duality, Pot of Avarice, and Rhoda. Wow, that's a huge glare. And Rhoda. All still have been there since my first Ninja deck profile. All will still be there during all of my Ninja deck profiles, because they're all really good cards. And then, of course, Heavy Storm, because if you have this while you have White Dragon Ninja out, you're basically laughing at them. 2 Lances because Lance is good, and it's never let me down. Every time I've needed to win a battle, Lance was there. Every time I needed to protect myself from Torrential, Lance was there. Just a good card. A lot of decks run it now. You should try it, YouTube. Then we have 2 MSTs here, because obviously you have to get rid of that back row. If Solemn Judgment, Warnings, and all those other stuff isn't enough, well, you have that. And then the 1 Magical Mallet teched in for the White Dragon Ninjas. So yeah, we're looking pretty sparkly for the new year, YouTube. Then we have Mirror Force for the trap line at the beginning, because Mirror Force is very good, and since Insectors are pretty much on a halt for the moment, we can enjoy using Mirror Force at 2. Then we have Solemn Judgment, 2 Warnings, Solemn Brigade. That's all I really need to say, because the Solemn Brigade is good, and if you haven't noted that by now, check out most of the decks on YouTube. Still running the 2 Super Transformation for the White Dragon Ninja, because Super Transformation is important, and I don't want my Hanzos not to have any search capabilities. And then because I wanted some removal besides the Chaos Sorcerer, I decided to go double Bottomless, and this has actually proven to help me. Used it against agents, used it against heroes, used it against a whole bunch of stuff. I was against the effect because I was never really a big fan of Bottomless, but I misjudged it for a long time, and it's a good card because it helps me win games. I liked it a little bit better than the Fiendish Chains because I can banish and destroy that monster. Same thing with the Compulses never coming out. Compulse is too good. And also, you'll notice something. I have taken Torrential out of here. I don't really believe Torrential can help this deck benefit, you can say. So, therefore, I've completely taken it out, and I've just worried about Bottomlesses and Compulsories. I have plenty of outs to monsters now. Now then, we're going to the extra deck. I have 2 Blade Armor Ninja. Didn't really change that much, because Blade Armor Ninja just helps you OTK. You detach, and you target a ninja monster on the field, and you make it swing for 44. Or you make White Dragon Ninja attack twice, or even Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja, which I will get to in a minute. Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja, because it protects itself, because it just is a good card. It is able to be made with Earth Armor and Flame Armor Ninja, and he just protects himself. He can be the one swinging in twice, and you can laugh at your opponent. Tears for rank 5, and Ardius for rank 5. Blow stuff up, can't be destroyed by card effects. Tears is only good 2 turns, but still, they're both pretty big beaters, and they can deal with a lot of cards in the meta right now. I put Utopia Ray back in because I couldn't stand my Utopia getting frickin' blown up every 5 seconds. Utopia Ray is good, and it just helps you win games. It helps you win games at the right time. Sorry for that tongue twister. You're gonna need Utopia Ray. At least if you run Utopia, you have to supplement it. Then 1 Shockmaster because this deck thrives off this play. Besides Thunders, because my friend has a Thunder deck and he makes Shockmaster like no frickin' tomorrow. I told him he should run 2. That would be such a dick move. And then you have 2 Maestros, because Maestro is important. You have to have, if you need a first turn play, if you need a defender, he's here for you, and that's why I run 2 of him, because he is necessary at 2. For Synchros, you have a level 5 Magical Android. This has been there since my first Ninja deck. She's never coming out. Then we have Gaia Knight, because you're going to need a level 6, because I have found many times where I can Synchro for a 6, and now I can. Just a decent beat stick, and he's very good. And then, of course, we have 4 level 8s. We have a Stardust, and we have a Scrap Dragon. These are the really only level 8s that you need, because you're going to be making Exceeds most of the time. But when the situation presents itself that you wish to Synchro for 8, feel free to. Now then, going into the side deck, which I only changed a little bit. Gemini Imps to stick a middle finger to Dark Worlds. Yay! Sticking middle fingers to Dark Worlds are fun. Yay! Then we have 2 DD Crows, also to stick a middle finger at Dark Worlds, and everything else for that matter. Because DD Crow is good. You just use it and you banish it a card. Banishing cards out of the graveyard is good. especially for plant users too. And this is also hate towards the entire meta. 2 Fossil Dyna, I don't even know how to say its last name. Just Fossil Dynas is what I call them, or Fossil Dinas, because they help you win games. This is basically the equivalent of your Torrential. Neither player can special summon monsters, and when it is flipped face up, it blows up all special summon monsters. So that's always nice. Just like this guy, G-Snow Maneater, because you're going to need this against Dino Rabbit, you're going to need this against a lot of decks. It's just a nice tech to have, and it has a lot of friggin' defense. And then lastly, the control cards. We have 2 Puppet Plants and 2 Electric Viruses. Behind these are system downs, because I sometimes switch in and out depending if I'm fighting a Gigira player or not, and I just like to keep them together. I don't use the cards particularly in my side deck, but I just like to go between the two. System down's amazing, just like Electric Virus. To debunk, because I'm a douchebag, I don't like hand traps. I don't like monsters that activate in the graveyard in the hand. I just don't. And to stop that, we have this, because it negates and banishes, and because it's a funny-looking card. I just find it funny that it just basically says it's saying, screw you, Samurais. Even though it gets rid of Valor, gets rid of Maxi, gets rid of Gores and Tragodia, and all those annoying little bastards that go in the hand. And then, of course, we have these 2, which found their way into my side deck immediately. I like banishing stuff. I do. I like banishing shit. And to do that, we have Chain Disappearances, we have Bottomlesses, we have Chaos Sorcerer. And if all goes well, yeah, things are they're gonna leave. They're gonna leave the field, whether you like it or not. And then lastly, the tech that I have against heroes I'm never taking out is non-fusion area, because heroes love fusing. And if you do this, it just is saying this to heroes. So, knowing that, I'm sure a lot of players would like to deck it in. A lot of players have even commented, it's like, why don't you run 2? I'm like, if I honestly had space in my extra deck, you know damn well I would run 2, because I can't stand heroes as much as I can't stand Gigiras. Anyways, this has been a very good year, YouTube. Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. This is Itachi13, signing off.